Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Why Are So Many Mansions Falling Apart? Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Now, let's get started. Lately, we've been noticing that more mansions out there are falling apart. At first, we thought these were just relatively isolated incidents. But then we started seeing more and more mansions around the country that have not been maintained properly. They're visible online as pre-foreclosures or actual foreclosures. Some of them are also abandoned, which makes one wonder why they haven't been purchased. When we dig further, it's usually a pricing or a condition issue. When you check out the condition of a home and the property and then you check out the pricing, then it often becomes very clear what is going on. The prices aren't as low as you would expect. Whether the mansions are still owned by the actual owner or by a bank, it still appears as though they haven't lowered it enough to attract serious attention, especially given the high cost of renovating these places. We suspect that mansion prices are going to drop even further and faster than most real estate agents are willing to admit now, and that this is going to cause even more buyer hesitation in the marketplace. In 2008, we saw home buyers buying homes for 20 cents on the dollar at foreclosure auctions. It was a fast and furious collapse that was amazing to see in person in real life. I was at an auction where people were bidding on homes that were selling for a fraction of what they would have sold for just 2 years earlier. It was incredible. When you checked these properties out before the actual auction, you noticed several things. First was often that the front lawn was often mowed, but that the mailbox was often full or overstuffed. Mail would be falling out of the mailbox because the owner or the banks were not checking it very often. The next thing you would notice is that if you looked through the windows into the property, you could often see that the home was not being taken care of inside. Sometimes the cabinets or the appliances were missing or destroyed. Sometimes the backyard lawn was not maintained. Sometimes when you looked into the windows of the garage, you could see all the damage inside, or you could see all sorts of garbage and boxes stacked up inside the garage. If you walked over to the neighbor's home and asked a few questions about the mansion, then you would quickly find out more about the property from then than you would from the listing itself. You might hear that the owner lost their job or had a medical condition. You might hear that there was a divorce or some other issue. You could also find out how long it's been since the home was actually occupied. Real estate agents and websites will have the traditional customer information about a home or listing, but that's usually not where it ends. You can't get a good idea of how bad a property has deteriorated until you see the inside and can assess the damage. Is there any mold in the house? Is the plumbing and electrical in good shape or in terrible shape? Is there any damage to the walls or the structure of a building? Are there any squatters or crazy people living inside? Are there any druggies living in the house? Those are real problems that you have to identify and factor into your repair cost and your potential bid to purchase the property. Then we noticed something else interesting going on at these auctions. If the home prices were low enough and there was enough interest, then prospective buyers would not even inspect them very much. They would just make offers on the auction sight unseen. At one auction, I talked to buyers who were bidding 30 or 40 cents on the dollar who hadn't even seen the inside of the house. The best thing they could do was look through the windows. That was enough to have them make very low-ball offers. If you could see the mansion was dilapidated on the outside, then that would cause more reluctance to buy them than if the mansion was dilapidated on the inside. One thing we noticed back then was that immigrant families would come to these auctions as a group and bid on these homes together. This would allow them to pool their savings and then save money by living together inside that home after they purchased it. As we watch the high-end real estate market now, we're seeing some interesting things going on. We're seeing more celebrities trying to unload their mansions that they have lived in for a while. Cher has just put her house on the market. Mark Wahlberg has put his California mansion up for sale and moved his family to Vegas. I suspect more people and mansions will make these same decisions soon. If I had to give some advice to people trying to unload their mansions, it's that you shouldn't purchase another home of equal size until you sell your current home. Secondly, try and downsize by at least a third. get a slightly smaller house that's a lot more expensive. Make sure your next home is a little smaller and a lot less expensive. You might even want to wait 6 to 12 months to let the market adjust and have these prices go down dramatically so you can save even more money before you purchase a home, another home. You might also want to rent your next home with an option to purchase it after a year or two. So, an answer to the question of why so many mansions are falling apart out there, we suspect it's because the rich are now being hit as hard as the poor and the middle class when it comes to finances. And they can't afford to maintain their homes the way they thought they could. Good luck. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's episode of the show on all your social media to help spread the word. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.